Welcome to another episode of Empower. I am your host, Sharon Ajay, and today we have the fifth national president of the National Female Student Association of Nigeria and the first woman from northern Nigeria to hold the position. She is a passionate advocate for female students. She leads a nationwide effort focused on empowerment, protection, and inclusive growth. She is known for impactful leadership, community building skills, and commitment to advancing opportunities for girls and young women across Nigeria. Welcome to the studio, Faith Progress Istifanus. It's good to have you around.
Thank you very much, Mark. Good evening.
Yeah, how has it been, being the fifth president? So just tell us, give us the gist, if that's the word for it. Tell us how it's been so far.
Okay, I think let me give you the gist, which I know I've never shared on TV, on air before.
Okay.
Before becoming the fifth national president of NFSAN, I held several positions. I didn't just come here out of the blue.
Okay.
I started from the scratch, from grassroots. I started unionism, student unionism, right from my 100 level days. And in 100 level, everybody already knew me in my school. They knew me. I used to be a campaign secretary to the then president campaigning. And from there, I showed interest to contest as the social director of my faculty, which I was the highest voted, but I didn't win.
Wow.
And it was like I was the highest voted in my team, but my vote was higher than even that of the president in my team, but I didn't win. So some group of people just felt, politics was played and all of that. And I told myself, I said, I won't allow this to break me because I know where I'm going and not here. And as amazing as it will sound, my birthday that year, on my birthday, which is the 31st of December, I was given an appointment to serve as the SA Gender Matters to the then JCC chairman of NANS Kaduna Access. And from there afterwards, I was elected as the director of gender in NANS Kaduna Access, and boom, I contested as the first female, not just in Kaduna, but in the north, to be a JCC chairman in the north, basically. And to the glory of God, I contested with, I think, 5 guys.
Oh.
Different institutions, and it was a delegate election, you can imagine. And I emerged, and after then, I proceeded to where I am today. And it's been a really hectic journey.
Definitely.
It's been a journey of growth. It's been a journey of leadership. It's been a journey of breakdowns, heartbreaks, rejection, fighting, striving. And at the end of it all, rather, I won't say at the end, where I am now, I believe God has really done a lot for me, and I'm really grateful to Him for that.
Interesting. So interesting. Now let's talk about your main priority, because I know that before becoming the president of NFSAN, of course you read your manifesto and basically all of that. Now, what are your main priority, or what has been your main priority since becoming president in line with the welfare of the student?
Okay. First of all, when I was contesting, on the day we were supposed to do our manifesto, I didn't write the manifesto.
Oh, okay.
And everybody was surprised, like, you didn't write a manifesto, what are you coming to say? And it was online, but we had strategic people at various locations and all of that. And then when it was time for me to speak, I walked out of where I was. And everybody was like, are you sure this lady is up to something? Then I started. I said, I didn't come here with anything handwritten, gotten from AI or from the blogs or whatsoever, but I am here with the experience I have. I am here to deliver and to get results. And I am not here to promise you heaven and earth, which I know I won't give you, but I am here to have impact in the society. I am here to create impact, to create a safer society for people looking up to me and for female students across regions. Now, I didn't have the opportunity to have a president hand over to me properly because the president before me passed on just a few weeks before the election. So the election had to be delayed before it was done. And she was a very close friend to me. May God rest her soul. So I knew how easy it would have been if she was alive, and I just had to, we're supposed to go here, we're supposed to do this and all of that. But after she passed on, that was when I knew, oh, I am contesting.
Yeah.
I had to sit up and all of that. And so I said, okay, for me, it's not all about the name of being a president. It's not all about having the position. It's not just all about representing northern people. It's about creating impact.
Very important.
And first you need to start with your grassroots. Then I started, okay, my zonal coordinators, some people are supposed to transit. What are you doing about it? Which they did. My state chairpersons, my state chapters, some of you are supposed to transit. Some states are not too strong and all of that. And I tried, the first thing I did was to make sure that my grassroots was solid and standard before I began. And like I said, for me, the impact is everything.
Very important.
And by the end of my tenure, I am hoping that I will have not just impact on people, but physical impact to show for it that, oh, yes, we had a president. This was done and that was done. And I'm already working towards it.
Interesting. Now, talking about impact, we see that NFSAN is basically interested in the education of females, right? Of course, that is why you are the president of female students. Yeah. As a northerner, let's even talk about you right now, and of course your background. We see that there are lots of children in northern Nigeria that do not have access to education.
To quality education.
Yes, some might even have the access, but the finances are not there. Now, how has NFSAN been able to remove barriers, to education for children across Nigeria? Now, we're not looking at northern anymore. We are looking at the whole
Across
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay, I was saying something I think last 2 Saturdays I was on air, and I was asked, what do I have to say about the current country situation, that's insecurity situation, and how it affects students. And I told them, I say, you boil down to 2-3 years back, a lot of children were on the streets before some of the northern governors started the initiative of go back to school. And if you go to the northern states, more than half of the northern states give free education to children. That's free basic education. Now, there is something I always commend the governor of Jigawa State on. Maybe because I'm a female, I don't know. I am biased. But in Jigawa State currently, even in polytechnic, monotechnic, higher institutions as a whole, females are being, their school fee are subsidized than even that of the male students. That's in the higher institutions. Then coming down to other states, and I like to use my state as an example. In Kaduna State, all the government secondary school days and primary schools are all free. So you just pay like a subsidized rate for maybe PTA fees, for books, for all of that. And that's why even before being an NFSAN president, like I said, I used to be a JCC chairman. We also carry out empowerment programs. Like the first empowerment program I did as an SAGM, that was in 2020. Yes, 2021. Go to schools, share writing materials, reading materials. As at then, I think I just saw the picture. I think 2 weeks ago, and I was like, wow, how time flies. And I looked at myself then, and I looked at myself now, and I can say, yes, growth happened, because then we used to just gather books, exercise books, math sets, pens, and all of that, and just take to those schools, educate the girls on little things as personal hygiene, menstrual health, how to face your education, and how to be better people in the society. And yes, we did those things that time. Maybe I'll say I did those things that time just thinking, I was just doing it. But at the point I am now, I know I was laying a foundation then. So when you're talking about education in the North and in Nigeria, education is very paramount.
It's very paramount.
Knowledge is very important. There is something I used to say to people around me when I'm having a discussion and conversation. Once I'm done, I'm now asking, okay, now what's the moral of the story? That moral I'm asking, I'm not just asking to maybe, some people just take it as a joke and all of that. But no, is to gain knowledge on whatsoever you have told me.
Okay.
To gain knowledge on your mistakes or on your corrections. You understand? And I build on them. So if you empower a girl child with education, you've given her knowledge.
Very true. But tell me, has NFSAN in any way contributed to that? Because,
Yes.
you know, what you just said was what you've done before, which is so amazing, of course. And
Yes.
I guess that's the reason why you are even awarded this role at this point. But tell us, what has NFSAN, even not, it might not have been your tenure, maybe the past tenure would
tenures.
really want to know what they've done.
Well, we do programs across states.
Okay.
They are cut across because our jurisdiction cut across secondary school down to primary school students.
Okay.
Like currently there is an ongoing activism on gender-based violence for 16 days. And in between this activism, I'll be going to 1 or 2 secondary schools, even within Abuja Metropolis here,
Okay.
to enlighten them. So if they were not in the classroom, you understand?
Yeah.
There won't be that means for me to do that. So we try to also contribute our own quota. We have campus tours, school tours,
Okay.
back to school initiatives and all of that. And personally, I also reach out to people like when I was JCC and even before then, till now, I reach out to people and prominent people in my constituency and out to support students in paying school fees for them and helping them remain in school. I might not have the means to do so, but I believe I might have people in positions who could be able to contribute their own quota, foundations, people in politics, philanthropists, businessmen and women. I will speak to them that, oh, these people are going out of school. What can you do to help us keep these people in the school environment, to help us educate these people? And they do. And for me as a person, not just as the office, I do. And even my predecessors, yes, like I said, we have initiatives we do, like the campus store, back to school initiatives and all of that.
Okay.
So we go to institutions and schools, we find out their issues, this, that, and all of that, and we look for ways to curb it.
Interesting. You made mention of the 16 days activity.
Activism,
Yeah,
gender-based
of
violence.
course. Interesting. That's currently ongoing.
Yes.
But tell us, what are some steps that NFSAN has taken to tackle violence against girls in school? Because we know that it's something that happens in schools also. Yeah, it happens so much in schools, and I don't want to list out some of the some examples. I don't want to do that, but we know that it also happens in school. So tell us, how has NFSAN be able to close that gap? Be able to tackle such situations if eventually it's been reported and of course it gets to you.
Okay, so in NFSAN we have partnership with some core organizations as well as ministries in the federation. But I feel the first step, to tackling gender-based violence is awareness.
Very important.
Very, very important. Awareness. If you're self-aware, there are things you won't do. I had a story of gender-based violence 3 days ago where we joined Gender Mobile Initiative, who are one of our partners, during their movie premiere against gender-based violence. And one of the victims spoke. And she broke down and for me, I can imagine, because I am not the one in the shoes, you understand? So she that was in the shoes, she knew where it was hurting her, you understand? But for me that is aware, there are things you don't ask me to do and I will do. Like, the way she explained it, all started from going to lecturer's office. He was using education and society against her and all of that. And it even grew to asking her to send her pictures of herself and all of that. And for me, I know if I am self-aware about this is not supposed, I know how and when to speak up.
So is it part of your what you do, NFSAN, go to school to
Yes, we
give?
create awareness. Even at the beginning of this year, 16 days, gender-based violence, on the 26th of November, I went to University of Abuja and I did awareness. I didn't just go and call them to do program. No, I went as a need assessment toward their hostels, the female hostels, heard some of their issues. Then before I started bringing up issues of gender-based violence, because once you're creating awareness, you need to have a form of a reception and make people feel comfortable, because not everybody speaks out what's going on to them. That's why you say in Nigeria, they'll tell you that you ask somebody, how are you? And they'll say, fine. But when you go deep down to ask, how are you? Like, how are you? How is this? And how is that? Some people just break down at the end of the day. So not everybody has that leverage to be able to speak up. But once you have a level ground, a level playground where you're being able to receive the person and make the person welcoming, then you can bring up relevant topics and they'll be able to share experiences with you also. So self-awareness is the first step to gender-based violence. And as I said, what we are doing currently in these 16 days is, first of all, the theme is Unite to End Digital Violence Against Women and Girls. That's the theme of this year's gender-based violence activism. So what we're doing this year is, we can't do a program for 16 days every day, but we reach out to relevant partners, stakeholders, women in society, and prominent women which we know are in positions to speak up on our behalf. And we first hear their view on the activism, and secondly, we try to know from them, what do you have to say to the society when cases of gender-based violence comes up, whether in the home, in the school, or wheresoever it comes up. Everybody in the society is affected and is involved. We have security agencies, the court of law, the parents, the victim, the lecturers, even your friends. Everybody is involved and affected one way or the other. So what do you have to say to those people? And everybody is always like, oh, give them a playground for them to be able to speak up. Don't spite them. Hear their own side of the story. And also make them comfortable and make them feel like this happened to you. Nobody's happy that this happened to you. You had, I don't know if I'll call it your fair share. That's not a good experience, but still yet, you have to move on. You have to put yourself together. You have to leave the past behind and help them get justice.
Very true.
Which is more important in everything. Because I feel when justice is served, there is this leverage, like there is this weight that is being taken off. You'll be like, oh, at least somebody heard me, somebody understood, and somebody did something for me. So getting justice also is very paramount.
It's very paramount. That's a very, very important statement you made there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be going on a short break now, and when we return, Empower continues. Stay with us.
Culture connects us beyond borders. It's a bridge between traditions, creativity, and the future.
Culture is alive, shaping identities and communities every day.
Art tells stories of resilience and vision.
Artists blend tradition with innovation.
Cultural preservation creates sustainability and empowerment.
Culture evolves and adapts.
Music and dance unites communities through movement.
And right here, in the heart of our cities, artists and creators are keeping these cultures alive.
On Culture Cove, let's explore,
celebrate, and preserve the arts and culture that define us.
Welcome back. This is Empower, and we have the president of the National Female Student Association of Nigeria, Faith Istifanus. Thank you so much. Now we're having a very important conversation, in regards to females, how to, enlighten them, give them awareness when it comes to girls and women based violence, sexual based violence, and all of that. Now let's dive into financial challenges, John. And of course, we know that the government has done quite a lot. Of course, NFSAN, I believe that they are playing their role in that aspect also. So tell us, how has NFSAN been helping females face the challenges of financial struggles?
You can be earning 300,000 and say, oh, this is not enough. If I'm going to earn maybe 500,000, it will be enough for me. And when you start earning 500,000, the problems you have will be equal to that 500,000. I don't know if you agree with me on that. Now, for financial challenges, we come in as an association to help. Like I said, we have relevant partners and stakeholders to help in means of creating long-lasting solutions to financial challenges. When I emerged, the first program we engaged in was with the G4EP, which is a gender, education, empowerment, entrepreneurship program where they teach various skills like graphic design, web design, cinematography, and photography. And I was given the opportunity to bring female students in to learn. And it will amuse you that they even hired some of those female students as interns.
Oh, wow.
And if you see what they were doing at the space of 1 month, it was magnificent. Now, financial challenge. If I'm coming to give you 10,000, 20,000, it's going to finish. You can never use it there and then. But when I am giving you something that is a long-lasting solution for you to be able to carry on, that whenever you know, oh, my money is getting finished, I have something I can do with my hands. It's very profitable. I used to tell people, a lot of people used to always say, this one, she's a comrade, she doesn't have anything to do. I say, if you see me when I am climbing ladder to do decor work, you will not even know I am the one in that place, because I'll remove all this presidency thing and keep aside and source for livelihood before I come back and put on the presidency. I don't know if you get. So I like to always encourage young ladies to, one way or the other, always have something doing. Once you have something doing, it brings less financial challenges. Like I said before I started, financial challenges will always come, but it brings less financial challenges. Just like there was something I learned from my dad. He used to say, Daddy, give me money, I want to buy a book. The first thing he will ask you is, how much do you have for the book yet? And you'll be like, you don't have anything. You're not ready to buy your book. And that I used to be like, you're my father now, you just give me money. And you'll be like, I give you money every day. So what do you mean? What do you do with your money? You understand? That's accountability. So when I'm beginning to be accountable for what I spend, I am accountable for what I earn. You understand? So financial challenges will always come. But when we're being able to empower these female students with reasonable skills and quality skills to be able to bring long-lasting solutions to some of these things, it's just the way forward. And like I said, we have relevant partners that we do some of these things with. We do skills acquisition programs, empowerment programs. Some of them, even after the skills acquisition and all of that, they still give startups for some of this. Like, take for example, Smedan even gives startups for this last program I just spoke to you about, and some other ones, some philanthropies and all of that, they also do. So imagine that you finish learning this and somebody's giving you a startup for this. I'm sure you're already like quarter, let me not say halfway, but you're already quarter way gone, because you have something to begin with. You have something to use to elevate yourself. And I believe when you are working for something, you value it more.
Okay.
You understand? You do it more, you work for it harder, and you value it more than when you're just being given something.
Very true. Very true. Rightly said. Thank you very much. All right. I would be reading a report, and I'll just want to get your comment on it in a minute or two.
Okay.
All right. The report says it's a UNESCO It's a report from the UNESCO Institute for Statistics, and it says 739 million adults still cannot read and write. 2/3 of them women, and 250 million children are failing to acquire basic literacy skills. Now, of course, you are the president of NFSAN, and seeing this, what does this tell you? What comment would you make on this, seeing that about 2/3 of them are women out of the 739 million people still being illiterate?
Sincerely, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because there's a motto I always like to use. If you empower a girl child, you empower the nation. You empower the society and everything. And if 2/3 of these people who can't read and write are women, and they say women and children also, and in those children there are also girl child in it, you understand? It's really disheartening, and it breaks my heart to see that a good number of these people still can't get, well, I won't channel some of it to quality education, because there are still some few people we have in the four walls of a classroom, but they are still not really doing well. I don't know if you get when it comes to reading and writing. And I think some things has to start from the mind. First of all, it has to start from the mind. When you build your mind towards something, it aids you do it better and do it faster. You understand? And then also the society. The society. You are a woman, all these things you are doing, you end up in the kitchen. It does. So if we can encourage the society, encourage these women and these children that, even if you end up in the kitchen, you should be able to have at least good communication skills, which matters in everything you do in this life. It matters in business, it matters in communication, it matters in education, and each and everything. Even if they go back to businesses, they should be able to have good communication skills, which comes with reading and writing. It's going to help. So the society and the mind.
Thank you so much. This has been such a very interesting conversation.
Thank you too.
Well, that's where we draw the line on Empower. I remain your host, Sharon Ajay. Until next time, see you again.